Morning, Ben.
What is this? Like a video date? Are we dating now? Just the two of us?
Pretty much sleeping with bed.
Seriously. Seriously, man, you should be a guest. You should be a guest on the show.
When's the next show?
Huh?
When's the next show?
Thursday at 1. I'm calling her the color goddess. She's a color analysis. She has a company that does color analysis for people, and she can do colors for rooms and clothes and everything. She's great.
When you say color analysis, like how does that help me?
Like, what colors look best on you?
Oh, okay.
And within that, what colors would be great inside your home that work with you? Just that kind of stuff.
Got it. Okay. So this painting that my sister did might have some issues having like too many colors, or maybe having a variety is good as well.
I honestly don't know. I think that's going to be part of the conversation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you gotten your color analysis done?
No.
Mm-mm. I wonder if she starts off by saying, like, what do you think your colors are? And then analyzes you and see if you're right or wrong.
I really don't know. That's a great question to ask. How does she start with somebody?
Yeah.
My thing is, what I want to ask her is if she sees people on the street and want to go up to them and go, no.
Black and brown don't go together.
Yeah, right.
That's one combo of colors that gets to me. And
it's so stupid. Yeah.
Hey, Daniel.
Hi, how's it going?
That's a cool painting behind you.
Thanks. It's my roommate's collage.
Okay. Collage of just different pictures that are just clipped out. What is it exactly?
Oh, they're photos.
Yeah, it's all Nat Geo.
Very cool. I made you a co-host, Daniel, if you want to practice sharing your screen.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, you want to go by Danny? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always have to rename it. Okay. Let's see. All right.
I see it.
Great.
Cool. Where are you calling in from today, Danny?
Denver.
Whereabouts in Denver?
Over in the Congress Park neighborhood.
Awesome. How long you been living over in that area?
Just a couple years, I think. I've been bopping around Denver for the last 7 or 8 years.
Nice. Ben, have you ever been to Denver? I should ask you that question. Ben's out in New York.
No, I have once. I had some business. Yeah, I had some business there. So I was there for like 2 days. Literally flew in, Airbnb, meeting, Airbnb out. Yeah.
You missed out.
Yeah. I know. Well, I do want to, so funny, I have a meetup that I go to where everybody's in Denver. So I'm going to make plans to go visit them. So I will see it eventually.
Well, don't visit this weekend because they're going to get a foot or two of snow.
Oh, yeah.
Anywhere from 0 to 8 feet is what I've heard.
That is true.
I think when we get that, it'll be all rain. I don't think we're going to get any more snow.
Yeah, I'm flying out Friday at 11 a.m. to go to Bozeman, Montana, and hoping that there's not enough snow happening Friday morning. But we'll see.
You buy travel insurance?
No, but they're like United. Like if they cancel it, they'll like I already changed my flight earlier on Friday for free. But now I'm thinking to maybe change it to Thursday if I can.
That might be smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We'll see. Hopefully it's just light on Friday morning and they can get out. It doesn't seem like it's going to get bad till Saturday. But yeah, it's interesting. I was talking with my friend about this. Like now we're entitled to weather predictions and them being right. And living 100 or 200 years ago, you would just wake up and like just accept whatever the weather outcome would be. You weren't entitled to knowing what the weather should be for the day and it being exact.
Yeah, I feel like it's even more accurate than like 10 or 20 years ago. I feel like there was a time period when I was a kid where it was like, oh, don't trust the weather, it'll be wrong. But I feel like it's been pretty accurate as of recent.
I was talking to a friend who's studying meteorologists and like weather predictions, that percentage is within a 1 square mile radius that it will happen within that. So if it's 80% rain, it'll happen somewhere within that 1 mile. Like it won't exactly happen into that entire 1 mile area.
I thought it was 100 miles, but it's 1 mile.
Okay, maybe might be off.
But your premise is correct.
Yes.
80% chance rate. So 80% within that 100 miles or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll rain somewhere 80% of it. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I never heard that.
Different view. I'm looking at it. Good morning, Gregarious.
I think you're muted. Oh, maybe he's on purpose.
He's in a clubhouse event right now, probably.
Oh,
So,
nice.
You guys all have the tabletop mics. I just bought this wireless lavalier, so I can actually be in bed and have a mic. Yeah, because I'm gonna start a podcast where I'm gonna just basically rip the audio from the video and post that for now. But the audio, because I'm doing it via my phone, isn't that great. Oh.
I have a podcast and could give you a couple. If you want like a standard mic, I have a couple solid mics that I use.
Well, yeah. So far, because I'm actually I shoot it in my bed. I'm not kidding. So I don't really have a place for like a table mic, but
you can
that's
make
cool.
something.
What's the premise?
Oh, it's called Sleeping with Ben. So basically, it's an IG right now live chat show. I'm in bed, my guest is in their bed and wherever they are, and we just talk about stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's about just 25 minutes of talk. Like my next guest is a color, she does color analysis for people. So we're gonna talk a lot about color and how she started. And,
this is what you were talking about when I came on.
yeah, and like the big thing is like what are her sleep rituals? I always ask people that. But this time I'm going to ask, how does color affect your sleep? How does the color of your bedroom, the color of your sheets and blankets? I'm really curious about that stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to know that.
That's interesting.
Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern.
1 p.m. today?
Thursday, 1 p.m. Yeah.
I just follow you on Beanie Sleeper.
Yep, at Beanie Sleeper. Yes, please.
Cool.
Thank you.
I think
Yeah.
Following you, Ben. Let me double check. What am I doing tomorrow at 1?
You can watch it whenever, though. I mean, that's just when I do it live.
How many people have you had showing up?
So this is, I think I've had as high as 108 views, not on that moment.
Yeah.
And my lowest is about 44 so far. I've only done, this will be my 4th episode. I've only done 3, so I don't really, yeah. It's really fun.
Yeah, just the consistency part, keep on doing it, and over time it grows.
Cool.
All right, we're getting close to start time. Let me share some links out to everyone. Gregarious, you good to go first? If not, you can swap. Is he live, Gregarious? Yeah. You there? Okay. I will.
Who's first today, by the way?
You are, if that's okay, or do you want to go second?
Sure, whatever.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you're busy. Like you seemed like you were doing.
Brad and I were in Clubhouse doing like our morning office hours, actually.
Like 18 seconds ago.
Yeah. Technically, I'm still in Clubhouse. There, you can hear.
It's always hard to follow, David.
Sure. I'm happy to go first. Whatever. That's fine.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Well, we're going to get started. Some housekeeping. Please mute yourself when you're not speaking. There's the raise hand button that's under the reactions. Please use that during the Q&A and feedback session. You're welcome to use the chat feature within Zoom to share links and connect with others. And I also recommend changing your name in Zoom. You can go to your square, top right corner. There's the rename, and you can do maybe first name, job title, first name, company. So we get to know each other a little bit better. We're going to get started.
1 Million Cups is a weekly educational program developed by the Kauffman Foundation.
Over the years, we've added more cities. Creates a great energy here to see what's happening across the country.
What I've learned from other entrepreneurs is very, very valuable. Sitting in a room with other people that have ideas too, it helps people to leave thinking, you know what? My idea is worth something. It's worth pursuing. It's worth going after it. Even if it looks like a challenge, I should still go out and try to do it.
Well, good morning, my Hollywood Squares. My name is Nick Campion. I'll be your MC for today. Please find me on LinkedIn and let's connect. 1 Million Cups, we meet every Wednesday at 9 a.m. via Zoom until maybe April. We might do some a live hybrid meeting in Denver area. More info to come about that later. We do virtual coffee at every meeting. If you want to show off your coffee cup at this moment, you can. This is mine for today, or whatever you're using to drink out of. We do 6-minute presentations, not pitches. We're here to connect, not network. After the presentations, 15 to 20 minutes of audience feedback and questions. This is a place for entrepreneurs to be vulnerable, open, and transparent. And we're here to discuss ideas, not people. By show of hands, looking at the room, anybody new to 1 Million Cups today? Any newbies? No. Oh, Danny, cool. I'm gonna send out a poll. I have two screens, so I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm actually looking at you on this other screen. So you can fill this poll, see if you're new to 1 Million Cups and you consider an entrepreneur. That'd be helpful. If you're not a member of 1 Million Cups, or you don't know, we have a website, 1millioncups.com/Denver. This is what it looks like. Make sure you're following us, because if you follow us, then you can receive our weekly email that talks about who's presenting each week. And if you're interested in presenting, the button to the right of it, that's where you apply to present as well. And we have an app too, if you want to download it. We're also on LinkedIn. We have a LinkedIn group. Here I post all the different links that are shared during the event on this group. So nothing gets lost during these Zoom meetings. And there's another place where you can connect with others as well. Quick shout out to our sponsors. We have Enterprise, Founders Craft, Mill State Coffee, Good Elephant, Pono Media, Color Lending Source, Rocky Mountain Photography, Commons on Champa, and WeWork Labs. Let's give all of them an awesome round of applause. I do my applause in circles because then it's around. Quick shout out to our org team, myself, Gregarious, Kevin, Carter, Ellie. We're always looking for more help. If you'd like to join us, please reach out to one of us and we can get you started. Now we're going to do some introductions of who's in the room. Just looking for name, what you do, how you heard about 1 Million Cups. If you want to share about a hobby, just like to get to know each other a little bit better. Do I have any volunteers? If not, I'm just going to call on people. Going once, going twice. Cassidy, I saw your hand.
Yeah, I'll go. Hi, everyone. My name is Cassidy Ritter. I am a current Denver freelance reporter covering business news. But as of Monday, I'm going to be Built-in Colorado's newest reporter. So I'll be covering business tech news in Colorado and then also in Austin. So I'll be here a little bit more frequently.
Oh, there goes the neighborhood.
Thank you, Cassidy. Who wants to go next? Let's go with Mark. Would you like to do introduction?
Yeah, sure. Hey, everyone. I'm Mark Paderis. I'm a co-founder at Cribs and Semiconductor, and we're designing a system on a chip for thin rim augmented reality glasses. Nice to meet everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. How'd you hear about 1 Million Cups?
I'm in the Wyoming Boulder area, and 1 Million Cups has been around for a while. You guys do great meetups every Wednesday, so super excited to be here.
Awesome. I like how you mentioned Boulder, Wyoming area. It seems kind of
yeah, it stretches a little bit.
I'm in like the world area. I'm here.
I'm RVing, so yeah, truthfully, I'm RVing, so I'm everywhere, you could say.
Got it. Awesome.
Speaking of RVing, what happened to Gio?
Great point. I don't know.
He was last seen in the Arizona desert.
I should check in with him, see how he's doing. Maybe he just doesn't have reception.
That could be it.
There's no Wi-Fi. Awesome. And looking for one more volunteer. And I will default to Eric. You want to do quick?
Everyone, I'm Eric Zoso. I have a small co-working space back in the Chicago area that I started. And then I moved to Denver back in July, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm working on a project here to, well, I'm actually in the middle of shifting it. So yeah, I'll chat about that another time. But I'm Eric here in Denver, loving it.
Now, there were two Erics, Nick, so maybe for fairness, we should let the other Eric go also.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I'm sorry. And the other Eric Deckers, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I'm Eric Deckers. I run the 1 Million Cups group in Orlando, Florida. And we just finished this morning, and I wanted to check out another group, and so I checked Denver.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. Well, I would love any feedback you have. I'd rather have positive than negative, but I'll take whatever.
All right. Well, I'm hoping to steal ideas. So
cool. And if you have ideas that you guys do that we don't do, please let me know.
Sure. We could chat a little bit after this too.
Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Awesome. Well, we're going to keep on moving to our next part of, that's why I can't see this. Sorry. When I do present mode, I lose my visuals, and now can you guys see that? Okay, awesome, cool. Later on today, we're gonna do some breakout rooms, also community announcements. So start thinking of what you might want to say. Here at 1 Million Cups Denver, we have a variety of different presentation types. You can do an idea presentation, so there's something you just thought of and we love some feedback on. Apply present. We do product presentations. So if you're out to market, you have customers and you want feedback on what you currently have, apply to present. If you are looking to raise money and have an investor presentation, we're open to that type of presentation as well. If you are a business expert in finance, marketing, operations, something that would be useful for a room of entrepreneurs to learn, we would love to hear that type of presentation. We're also open toward organizations related to startups and also past presenters as well. And now we're going to go to our first presentation, which is going to be Zealous. Zealous helps creators and coaches engage with their audience in real time using audio, video experiences that build relationships and revenue. Let's give a big round of applause to Gregarious and Zealous.
Greg, you're
unmute. Yes. Sorry, everyone. All right. So signing up for 1 Million Cups is a good forcing function because I did not have this deck yesterday, but now that I'm here, I have a deck. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my new startup. It's called Zealous. And our idea is really simple. You should get paid to go live. Can you see okay?
Yep.
Great. Okay. So who here likes to get naked? Just kidding. Well, it turns out that last year, OnlyFans paid out $2 billion to about 1 million creators. So that's really awesome, except for the 49 million creators who don't want to get naked or take their clothes off, right? It turns out that lots and lots of people go live, but not everyone has the opportunity to actually make money doing so. So what is Zealous? Zealous is a streaming platform created specifically for creators, and the goal is to help them monetize going live. Oh, wait a minute. This is not the right version. Oh, crap. Oh, yes. Hold on a sec. Oh, no. My changes got lost. Oh, sorry. Wait. Just kidding. Here we go. This is the one that I wanted to show. Let me just reset that for a
You
second.
want me to just start the time machine and go back in time?
No, totally fine. Here we go. Am I still shared? No.
No, I see your face.
You see my face, damn it. Okay, great. So yeah, what is Zealous? It's a way for creators to monetize going live. We give them the power of like Twitch, and OnlyFans, except without having to take their clothes off or without having to play games. So the way it works is that you recruit your social followers, you go live, you engage and interact with them, and then you monetize through any number of mechanisms. And I'll show you a little bit about how that works. The product has 3 parts to it. The first one is what we call the live home, which is a place to list all the times and places that you're going live. So that could be Zoom, Facebook Live, IG Live, TikTok Live, whatever it is. But if you're someone who goes live, you can now list and register all those places and capture your audience, build a mailing list, etc. The second part is our live streaming tools. So during the times that you're live, even say like in this Zoom, we could be using Zealous alongside it. And what it allows is for you to interact, ask questions. We have chat and polling and other things coming very soon as well. And then more importantly, ultimately what Zealous allows you to do is to monetize that interaction through tips, through selling tickets to special or premium events, and ideally through subscriptions to access to you. So if you're a coach, a consultant, a creator, an influencer, maybe your fans really want to get close and get to know you better so they can pay $10 a month to tune into a weekly chat or AMA or a talk that you may run. So where are we now? We just started building Zealous in January. I've been working on iterations of this in varying ways for the past year, but we are quickly iterating. We launched our MVP of the live room product in February, and in March, this month, we just finished up our homepage. We're about to go live on Product Hunt next week, probably on Wednesday, and we add monetization coming soon. Our goal in Destiny, though, is to be a CRM and loyalty platform for creators so they can actually build a lasting, sustainable business, just like every other kind of business that exists. Now, how big is this market? You may be wondering. A lot of you may not be creators. Well, there are 50 million full and part-time creators today. 29% of kids say they want to be a YouTube star, way over how many want to be an astronaut, right? And last year, fans like us, paid $5 billion to just 1 million creators, about 1.5 million creators just in last year. So people are willing to pay for this behavior and this activity for sure. How are we going to market? Well, we're starting with Clubhouse. If you don't know what Clubhouse is, I thought I told you guys already, but you should come join us over there. But also because it's a rapidly growing ecosystem of audio creators and they don't have any tools, but we're going to continue to evolve to go down the value chain. So starting with people who already are making money by selling access to themselves in one way or another, then people who already go live. Then we're going to focus on the creators who sell courses and other things like that. And then lastly, hopefully, all of the creators will be on Zealous in the future. How do we make money? Really easy. We make money when they make money. We charge 10% of whatever tips they get, whatever tickets they sell, or whatever subscriptions they may be able to get people to subscribe to. Now, what about the competition, the space? Well, the ecosystem has a lot of players in it, but fortunately, they're all working in different parts. Most of the universe, or the way that creators make money today, Instagram or YouTube or whatever, is through content, static content. We're the first ones really trying to provide tooling around live content, right? So Patreon, Gumroad, Cameo, OnlyFans, all these companies are doing a great job, but most of them are focused on static content. OnlyFans is the closest, but like I mentioned, not everybody wants to get naked. So who's our team? It's me. I'm gregarious. I've been in this space for 12 years. Started a long time ago with a company called Clout. I ran my last company, was a YC company, which is also acquired, called Shoot, doing user-generated content with influencers and fans. And then ultimately, I've been working the last year to build a banking platform for creators. My co-founder, Peter, did Techstars Boulder. He worked with me for the last 8 years, first at Shoot and now on Zealous. And he built a live video streaming platform for fitness folks. So we have a lot of experience in the domain. Why is now the right time? Because live streaming is the best thing ever, right? It's super easy. People feel a real authentic connection to it. It's highly engaging. It offers a premium feeling and experience. And ultimately, it's a booming economy. These stats just sort of illustrate, how big and how fast live streaming is growing. And all of this was happening before COVID. COVID just, 10x'd all of this activity. So what are we raising? We're raising $1.5 million to capture the live creator space. What are we going to do with that money? We're going to be launching our product in full breath. We're going to acquire our first 10,000 creators. We think that should also get us to break even on revenue. And then what are we going to be, how are we going to use those funds? We got to hire a team. And guess what? Unfortunately, powering a live streaming platform is really expensive. So a lot of that money is actually going to go towards, hosting our freemium experience. I'm Greg, and I'm here to take your questions. What I'm looking for feedback on, by the way, is really just most of the investors I will pitch likely aren't creators either. So I'm just curious, like, do you understand it? Did you get the context of that fast enough? Like, what can I improve in any way, shape, or form?
Awesome. We'll start off with a big round of applause for Zealous and Gregarious. And now, if you can use the raise hand button to ask a question or get feedback on Gregarious's ask, that'd be great. Who wants to start off? Brad.
Oh, of course.
Go ahead.
Well, Gregarious, I was waiting to see if anyone else wanted to speak to it. I actually have 7 or 8 notes, but I really want to say this first thing first. I usually hear early pitches and it's all full of holes. No holes, man. Go do this. This is a good choice. But there are some briar patches. I don't think this is gonna be hard for you, but you're gonna have to have an insanely good UI UX because you're going up against other people who are trying to Frankenstein this onto YouTube and stuff. And there's this one guy, I've only seen him once, it's kind of a joke. His name is Uncle Bruce, and he just talks about the stock market all day, and he lives close to where my father does, so it's just funny. But he's got these things with these little like countdown timers and like, give me $5 and answer a question, and it's super janky. But you're fighting against, he's doing the janky, stupid version of your thing on YouTube. So you're fighting against YouTube in some ways, that's one. Number 2, I know you come from Silicon Valley. You're gonna need a lot of money because you're gonna need to win this market. Right now, you just need to get into it, but someday, this is a true VC play. This isn't a one and done, which I'm sure you know. And then one last thing I'll say, put your Clubhouse stats somewhere in this pitch, either in the intro or what's going on or why I care about this. I thought of that idea when I saw your team slide. The fact that, how many followers do you have? 8, 10,000 now in
just over weeks? 9, yeah.
Just 9,000 in blah, blah, blah weeks. It gives so much legitimacy to live matters, and Gregarious knows how to do it.
Cool, great, appreciate that.
Awesome feedback, Brad. Eric, feedback or questions?
First of all, I loved Clout. I was so disappointed when you guys went away. So I had a pretty good score.
Oh, you're the guy. No.
Yeah. I got a free cutting board from Esquire because of you guys. So thank you.
You're welcome.
My comment was, people are already doing this on YouTube and and Instagram and things like that. So how is this different?
Really good question. So you can do it on YouTube. So what I was saying is that most of the money made from going live, like significantly, right? Like billions and billions of it, it pays out to really 2 platforms, right? It's going to be the Twitch or OnlyFans. Those are the 2 primary platforms where going live actually gets you paid. On YouTube, you can go live, but YouTube takes 30% of super chats and all the sort of mild monetization stuff. They do have some membership stuff, but it's a way smaller part of their ecosystem, right? So when most of the money you make on it as a YouTuber, which is significant, right, and can be significant, is from advertising, not from like going live itself, right? So we're actually not worried about YouTube per se. What we're thinking about is more TikTokers, Instagrammers, Snapchatters who don't have any of that stuff. So the majority of people go live and don't make money actually for going live, right? Like all of those other platforms, LinkedIn, I've been a LinkedIn live streamer for 2+ years, right? I've never made a penny from going live on LinkedIn, right? Like that's just like soft value, like marketing value, right? But it's not actually tangible dollars, right? So one part of the ecosystem is like, one, by being focused on the people who actually are not making money going live, as opposed to trying to convince the people who are making money going live to come over to us, right? So that's the first part of the go-to-market, I think, right? Is like staying focused on the people who aren't being able to monetize it today. The second part, though, I think that's really important is creators increasingly want to create off-platform ecosystems, right? Because they want to own their audience and they want to own their data, right? And so as they try to become standalone businesses, what they don't want to be is sort of succumb to the actual sort of algorithms of the various platforms to decide when they're going to be visible, who can be there, and what the tax is. Now, our 10% is way lower than what like everyone else is charging, right? Like Twitch charges 50%, OnlyFans charges 20%. So we can win just on rates, I think, in the short term. That's not a long lasting strategy, obviously, right? But we want to backfill that with features because our goal is to help them create independent businesses, right? Like where they can do this as opposed to sort of like living off of those platforms alone. The third part and the last part I'll say is a lot of people are already promising something. So there's Patreon has about 200,000 creators. They've paid out they captured about $1 billion last year for creators, right? The problem with Patreon, for example, is that you're always selling like custom assets. So let's say Cassidy set up a Patreon. She would have to like write 4 or 5 new articles a month as the promise or the deliverable for that subscription. And what we're saying is it's easier to deliver a premium experience where only certain people are allowed in, where she just talks for an hour, right? As opposed to actually writing. Right now, she may love writing, but you know, like if you're offering like a custom song, a custom video, all these, the production part of it actually takes a lot of time and it actually expends a lot of energy. And so with our system, you're actually able to say, hey, why don't you support me for $10 a month? And what that gives you is an intimate setting where we all can chat. Now, the last piece I'd say, and I didn't get to show you the product, is our product's very different in that the way it gets used is you bring your fans on stage with you. So when you go live on YouTube, the only interaction is through the chat. But with Zealous, you're actually able to bring those fans up when they have a question, talk to them in real time, and it produces a new artifact, a video or an audio file of actually that engagement that you can give back to your fan. And that content can also be flowed back out to your own social channels. So you actually get free content for your channel in the process of creating and interacting with your fans.
Okay. Quick follow-up then. Does that 10% fee include credit card processing?
No. So we will still have the credit card processing on top, but that's industry standard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Great questions, Eric. Allie.
Hey, Greg. You asked about people who don't really know this space. They're not creators.
Yep.
That's me. And I was confused at the very beginning of your presentation about the problem you were solving. I didn't get you said getting naked. I thought it was very but I don't know whatever platform you're talking about where you have to get naked to do to get followers or whatever. So I was really confused and I didn't feel that like bleeding head wound problem that you're solving at all. So that's just my feedback.
That's totally fair. My guess would be every investor has heard of OnlyFans I'm going to talk to, right? Like I could also use Twitch as an example, right? Twitch paid $2 billion out to creators. Have you heard of Twitch? Okay, so Twitch is, yeah, like the important part, like, is I won't talk to someone who has no idea what's in the ecosystem, right? Like for an investor pitch, right? Like, I think it's totally fair, like, from a consumerized point of view. But yeah, like the problem we're solving fundamentally though, is that people go live all the time now on every social platform. Every social platform has live as a capability. Not everyone makes money for going live though, right? And that's very simply, that's the problem that we solve, right? Like we said, hey, if you're going to go live, why can't you make money doing that, right? Because you can get paid to post things, but you can't get paid to go live. And so we're trying to create a system for anybody to be able to make money going live.
Okay, that was very clear and simple. And I feel like no matter what experience people have, they would understand that for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool.
That slide was kind of tongue in cheek. Some feedback,
Yeah.
it's kind of like trying to have a little stark kind of like thing that shock you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
maybe you could tailor it knowing who you're talking to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Doing different levels of that. Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Thank you.
Thanks, Allie. Ben, feedback or a question?
Yeah, question. So I have a live video chat on Instagram called Sleeping with Ben. Would this be good for that? Or are you more podcast?
You can absolutely use it for that. If you're only going to one channel and you don't want to monetize the show, right? Then you may not want to. But what it does, for example, that is still always beneficial is it helps you build the mailing list of all the people who are actually watching, right? And so like by default, if like, here, I'll put a link to one of our pages right now so you can see. So this is the show that I run increasingly with Brad and Hannah. But this is the homepage for our show. And every day I run these office hours on Clubhouse. And so what we're able to do is as people go to that page, they're actually able to start, we're able to start building a mailing list of all the people who are tuning in, right? And so when we schedule a new opportunity to go live, remember what I was saying about algorithms? Algorithms will dictate whether or not you get viewers or not, right? But not with us, because we will actually just mail everybody who's interested and tell them that you're going live, right?
So for me to, so instead of me doing my live show on Instagram, I do it on your platform.
You can do it either way. So you can still go live there and then use us like to capture questions or for other kinds of interactivity, right? Or you could do it all on our platform if you want to. It's up to you.
Are you in beta?
Yeah, it's all, you can go sign up right now. Actually, if anyone here wants to sign up, you can sign up. I'll put a link in here.
I'll sign up.
So I put a link in there. Everyone's free, and we encourage you to sign up and send me emails about all the things that you want that are broken.
Thanks.
I saw Danny had was trying to ask a question.
Sorry. I think it's because I'm host. I can't find that button. But I am, so at Soul Stories, we do a live stream every Monday on Facebook. I'm on Patreon. I'm on Instagram. I have a podcast. And I feel like all of those audiences live separately from each other. And I think that's the most irritating thing is sometimes I feel like if Facebook went down, Soul Stories audience would go down. I know that's like not true, but it kind of feels like I'm stuck there. So the most appealing part to me is your ability to, as a creator, is your ability to link those platforms because it seems like they do a really good job of siloing themselves.
Yeah, that's by design, right?
Yeah, totally.
Well, we'd love to have you try it.
Simple comment
as well.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I'd love to jump on and check you out on Clubhouse as well.
Sounds like Zealous is solving all your problems.
Well, and it's good because like, even if you like, say you record your podcast live, you can still list like where that's going to be. So the homepage part is just a listing of all the stuff you're going live at. It doesn't have to actually use our live streaming, but you can still build your list. You can still capture RSVPs. You still get notifications, right? Like out to all the people whenever you're going to go live. So you get all those pieces regardless of where you actually choose to stream or go live.
Awesome. David, feedback or question?
Yeah, it was a great pitch. It was, I learned a lot. So thanks for that. My question is about audience. And so how much of your success do you think will be based on doing the right thing for creators versus their audience? And so I'm just wondering about like, compelling content, because I'm not a big social media user, so I'm probably not in either one of your audience groups, but I am wondering, like, YouTube just has so much, and so much of it is good. A lot of it is crap, but so much of it is good, and that's probably true for other channels as well. So I'm just wondering, like, as a philosophical question, are you worried about the quality of your content?
No. Well, so here's the thing. I think like you can only attract an audience if the content is compelling, right? So the people who aren't offering something compelling won't get an audience, I think, right? And so what I do think is that authentic, this sort of real-time experience though, right? There's no room for cover. And so it's a lot more real. And, one of the stats I had in there was like, like people feel like it's like 70 or 80% more a deeper connection by being live, right? And so, what I've seen and experienced over time is that, as they say in general, like with consultants even, right? The closer someone gets to you, the more valuable it is, right? So, if I'm doing a class or a course that's like anonymized and everybody versus a mastermind with a small set of people versus one-on-one, I call what we do one-on-one to everyone, right? Because I'm bringing a fan who never interacted with me ever before on stage to talk with me, while all of my other fans get to watch. And they get to pick up and understand and learn more about me. And then the next one gets to come up. And then the next one gets to come up. And then the next one gets to come up, right? And that, I think that real-time, same-timedness of it is actually like, sort of helps push to a higher quality regardless of what they're doing, right? Like you could be a shit video editor and make like really poor edits and really bad cuts and do all kinds of bad stuff in the video you produce. But if you're knowledgeable, insightful, charming, whatever it may be, whatever the reason people are attracted to you, you being able to do that in real time is only going to probably extend the value of that relationship.
Yeah, yeah, right. I think you're right. And so I'm just wondering, like, if you have some selection tool, you know, like if you start to worry about the folks coming on, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I'm just kind of putting it out there.
Yeah, we don't yet. I think like I said, I'm trusting the market to sort of determine who's valuable, right? Like I think anyone can try it. Not everyone has the same opportunity to be successful with it, right?
Thank you.
I see Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah, feedback or a question?
Yeah, just a quick piece of feedback. When you mentioned the capacity to capture emails and build an email list of people who attend, that was one of the most valuable pieces of information about the platform. A lot of the other stuff was really cool, but yeah, the idea that I could actually capture that contact information and then build that email list was the thing that piqued my interest the most.
Yeah, I'm going to put that on the homepage when I talk about that. Thank you.
And we got our final question, and that's going to go to Eric. Eric Deckers.
I might have missed it. Can this also be projected out to Facebook Live, YouTube, Instagram? And would that make it suitable for musical performances?
So yes, to some degree, right? Like for example, you can't, this is just a problem in general. You can't stream to IGTV. It doesn't actually have like an API or an endpoint. For Facebook, you can, right? There's RTMP support there, LinkedIn Live we could do. There's a few platforms that we can push to. We don't have that enabled yet, but we can absolutely do it. I think like though, I'm not starting there because the value prop of what we offer is sort of like, you know, like I think Facebook has great tools. Now it doesn't have the list building, right? But, you know, like then I get to a very competitive heads up state, like against like Facebook reactions, Facebook comments and all that other stuff. So that's not like, I don't think that's where we're starting, but it's on the, actually was on the list there when I mentioned in future things was RTMP support, which would allow us to go to third-party platforms for sure.
Cool. All right.
Thank you, Eric.
Well, Gregarious, I have one final question for you. What as a community can we do for you?
Well, I would love for everyone to sign up and give it a try, make a page. It's okay if you don't really have a primary use case. I'd still like to know if things break or don't break. And feel free to start telling your friends and sharing that link if you know other folks who may be able to benefit from it. Next week, I will ask for upvotes when we do get on Product Hunt. It'll probably be on Wednesday as well.
Awesome. Well, let's give Gregarious and Zealous a round of applause. Normally we would jump into breakout rooms right now, but we're kind of late on time. So we're going to jump into our next presenter, which is going to be Social Stories, a nonprofit that hosts conversations to facilitate personal healing, human connection, and social change. Their primary offerings are community events and workshops, the Soul Story Project, and stigma reducing through storytelling. Let's give a big round of applause to Danny and Social Stories. Danny, you there? Where's Danny? Danny, yeah, there you are. You need to unmute yourself. Yeah, I can. There you go.
I am feeling like an old man today. I can't make any technology work. Also, Gregarious, I just signed up, so thank you for your pitch. Little correction: we're Soul Stories.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah, I will share my screen as I get started. Let's see. Okay. All right. Are we good to go?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, my name is Danny Mazer. I'm the founder of Soul Stories. Today, before I today I'm going to be pitching a youth curriculum, but to give you a little more context, I'm going to explain Soul Stories as a whole, the organization that it'll be coming through. So Soul Stories started about 7 years ago. We've hosted about 125 events for 4,500 participants. We host community events. We have a podcast. We bring conversation circles and storytelling together to create unique creative experiences. And so that's kind of, it's been a community of vulnerability, talking about social issues. And the problem that I'm trying to address with our youth curriculum, I'll explain right now, so the suicide rate has increased by 31% since 2001 for young people ages 10 to 34. And prior to the pandemic, youth mental health issues were already on the rise. And an astounding stat is that last year, mental health emergencies rose 34%, which is huge. And the main issue we're working on is social isolation and how that is highly correlated with suicide, anxiety, depression, and so much more. So our mission, we want to create this youth curriculum that helps students develop resilience through storytelling, dialogue, and social emotional skill building. Basically, we want to create a space in the school, in the classroom for kids to be honest, vulnerable, to have uncomfortable conversations about what's going on in their lives. And the result is there's a lot of research that feeling connected strengthens our immune systems, decreases our mental health issues, helps us self-regulate negative emotions. It accounts for a lot. We're social animals. So our solution is called Stigma Reduction Through Storytelling. We're partnering with 9 News and Leadership Denver to create a semester-long mental health storytelling curriculum for middle and high school students. I'll explain the 3 parts in the next slides. Our first part is our trauma-informed trainings. So we have 2 professional developments for our teachers, for our students who will be taking this training. And what's really important is creating the container, teaching people how to create the container so they can create a brave space in the classroom for students to be fully seen as themselves. We'll have in-person role modeling where we will facilitate, my partner and I will have email and phone call support, and we'll help teachers deal with the difficult behaviors, mandatory reporting when kids report about suicidal ideation or potential to harm others, trauma dumping, which is essentially sharing without boundaries, and all the conflict that can come up from these delicate conversations. Next, storytelling. And so one of the important pieces of this is we believe that in order for students to feel safe to open up, they need to see other students open up first. And we're lucky enough to work with 9 News because they'll be curating highly produced student stories from kids in the area. And with the curriculum, it'll start out to give you a picture in a classroom where kids go through some icebreakers and some basic activities, and then it will lead into a story where a kid will share a personal, vulnerable story around mental health or what's going on in their lives, which will then build into the curriculum. By the end of the semester, students will have had a chance to write, practice, and perform a personal story in front of their peers, just as they have seen on these videos. And I think, oh, there we go. And so the meat of this is our social emotional skill building. So we have the storytelling, and then we have the dialogue. And during the dialogue, during the writing of the stories, kids will get a chance to create and utilize a coping skill toolkit to deal, so they can develop coping skills that will help them manage the negative emotions, the emotions that come up in everyday life. Our workshops will target the following skills. These are Colorado Department of Education focuses that Denver Public Schools are using to target the whole child, including self-awareness, social awareness, authentic relationships, collaboration, and leadership skills. So why Soul Stories? myself and my partner, Chelsea, have been working with kids in a variety of different areas for the last 10 years. My partner has traveled the world doing this kind of work. You may know her from starting Howl at 8 p.m. in Denver, if you heard anybody howling over the holiday or over the pandemic. And so kind of why I'm here now is to present the full idea and where we are and where we're going. I just met with 9 News last night, and they're generously donating $100,000 of in-kind videos that will be made over the next few months. I've been doing this work for 7 years, as I mentioned. It's been a community building organization, and I'm shifting into entrepreneurship. So we currently don't have a business model, and I'm conducting customer interviews. We spoke with the Denver Department of Public Health, and we believe we are coming up on really impeccable timing because kids are coming back to school. They're going to be socially anxious. They're not going to know. They're going to have a lot of untreated mental health issues, a lot of just issues getting back into school and being in community. And we want to be there to meet those needs and support them. We applied for a Caring for Denver grant proposal for $400,000 that we may or may not get. And we're working on piloting and data collection. And I'm in the process of figuring out whether this is something that needs to go the nonprofit route or it can be a fee for service. And so I just love your feedback today on those kind of next steps and with your perspective as entrepreneurs.
All right, let's start off with a big round of applause. Thank you, Danny. Again, if you can use the raise hand button on Zoom, please use it. If not, just raise your hand in your square and I'll call on you. But who has feedback or a question for Danny? While that's happening, Allie, go ahead.
Hi, Danny.
Hi.
This is awesome what you're doing. And I'm sure you know that this is huge and the impact that you're making. And I really appreciate all the effort that you put in the last 7 years to do this. It's awesome. I'm curious, do you have any like success stories or just the feedback that you've gotten from students who are going through the program and how are you tracking that? Are you able to provide like reporting on like, yeah, 80% of the people who go through this program are, come out better or something like that?
We currently have done this with young people, well, really ages like 22 to 75. And this is kind of an idea phase where we're transitioning from working with older community members to kids. So we have success stories from who we've worked with, but we haven't yet broken into schools.
Awesome. Anything else, Allie? Good.
Also, do you with the soul stories, or whatever else, do you do community events, like things that people can come and watch them tell their stories, or is it just kind of a private thing with just other students?
Yeah, currently we have a podcast you can check out. It's called the Soul Stories Podcast. And right now we do community events on Zoom. We're doing a weekly chat called Campfire. We don't have any storytelling events right now on the horizon, but the Campfire chat is people getting together and talking about what's on their mind. It's a really nourishing space. It's small, it's intimate. But yeah, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and we have stuff coming up all the time.
Awesome.
Cool.
I will put stuff in the chat.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your support.
David, feedback or question?
Tremendous idea, just from a society point of view. It sounds like a really good amount of good work and reason to do it. Have you guys heard of the social emotional wellness curriculums? Like DPS has one, especially now because of COVID. But they like every day in the morning they sit the kids down for half an hour, 45 minutes, and talk about what's going on.
Yeah. So in my research in this space, the social emotional curriculums, some schools create them themselves. Sometimes DPS mandates different schools to have it. And we're trying to join that network of curriculums because it seems to be a space that's growing, but it's not necessarily everywhere, and it varies greatly. And sometimes what I've heard is that the intention is great, but the execution struggles with it. So we're trying to compete in that space.
Awesome. Thanks, David. Brad, feedback or question?
Yeah, like everyone else, Denny, we're not blowing sunshine. Thank you for doing this. This is an important thing and it's super valuable. So keep that zealousness alive as much as you can. And now I'm about to destroy your soul. There's two markets that I know really well that have the same phrase. One is healthcare and one is schools, and it's the same thing. It's once you know one school, or in this case, once you know one county really well, then you pretty much know nothing about the rest of them. And it's one of the really hard things. Someday you are going to have to sell this into schools. And I just want to prepare your heart to steal your courage to the sticking place, because it's very difficult. And I was talking to the head of tech for Boulder School District, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and he brought up this thing that I've always, every ed tech thing I say it to, which was, if he believes there's a 5% chance you won't exist in 3 years, he can't take a second meeting with you. Right? Schools don't do pilots well. They don't pay for pilots well. And they get a knock on the door all the time. And what are there, 10,000 students in Boulder and Denver's public schools alone? Do you know how many people want to get in there and take a little money off of it? And that's not what you're doing. That's the competition. Your attention for your good thing is fighting. Right? You know, the person you're trying to pitch to probably heard 3 things something like this in the last 3 years. So the number one attribute that we tell people to go for is go for execution. We know what we're doing. We've got good advisors and mentors. We may not be business people, but this person here is helping us. These are our grants. This is our funding. This is our business plan. And this is what you're doing here today. It's moving from a cool idea from a product subject matter expert into we can execute on this. But if they think there's a 5% chance you can't execute, which normally entrepreneurship plan, 50-50 shot is good, right? And I'm saying you need a 95% chance to sell them. We got this, guys. We're not going to go away because someone got mad at someone. We're not going to go away because there's a new governor. We're here to help the kids. We're here to stay. You can really confide in us. Hope that helps.
I totally believe that. And I've been in youth work for 10 years, and I've been in different schools, and I've seen so many programs come and go. And it seems like a lot of people have good intentions and poor execution. So I appreciate that. I think that's something we got to work on.
Yeah, that's the normal, right? That's it's the same thing in healthcare, right? When I pitch a doctor on a new tech, he's going to be like, well, someone pitched me on this 18 years ago, right? Because most of the things that they've tried have failed. So their brains are wired to be critical of, you look like this last thing, and this last thing was a failure. In your intro, you need to say, I am not like the last thing, and I'm not going to be a failure. So pitching your okay, I'll stop talking. I like you.
No, that's really good. Thank you.
Great feedback, Brad. Gregarious.
Yeah, I will unfortunately have to agree with Brad.
Does it hurt inside?
It does, but here's what I will say is, yeah, I think stylistically also, I think, there's a fine line between being sort of like pity versus like promise, right? Like, and I think you have a lot of promise, and I actually would reduce your slides down significantly to allow more of both to come through, right? Like, so if you kind of see like how, like, even in my slides, I make a statement, but more importantly, I have a stat or a backup that sort of like gives it some context and shape, right? And so like all the work you're doing is incredibly effective. And so making that story much more clear by simplifying down, I think gets you a lot further, right? I think to Brad's point though, proving and showing those results and constantly reminding people of the benefit in different ways, not like always the same thread or the same approach, right? But by giving different ways of providing context and color about how effective this program is, helps make that pitch, right? That this is a lasting sort of thing. I do think like there could be more faces, there could be some samples of the stories like in there, I think just to bring it all to life a little bit better. But like in general, love what you're doing. I think like you can elevate your presentation up significantly. I think like to make it like more TED-like almost, right? Like, you know, like, and I think you'll actually deliver even better, right? Like than what this was already a good presentation.
Can I ask you for specifics on that? Yeah, just any.
Yeah, sure. Like in general, so I think like there's the economics of words, right? And so like figuring out how to succinctly say something, like, you know, I was just on with the guy in Clubhouse. He said, I've been a publicist for 10 years and it took him 10 years to figure out how to talk about what he does. Right. And so like, you know, it's like we ramble or we say more, we put more on the screen when we're not confident in the concise way to say it. Right. And it takes time, right? And it's only through practice. So like what I recommend is when I have to do something like this, I would write down the script and then go bold the line that you think is most important from kind of like every paragraph or every slide. Don't worry about the slides, worry about what you want to say there, bold that, and then see how to translate that to the slide itself, because that's the essence of what you're trying to say in that actual slide.
Awesome, thank you.
Great feedback, Gregarious. Danny, I want to say I'm a big fan of the idea. I love storytelling. I listen to a lot of the Moth storytelling podcasts. Have you heard of Ignite before? Ignite Boulder and Ignite Denver?
Yep, I've had friends do it.
I go to their events. They're awesome. Is there any like kind of collaboration with those type of platforms? Maybe Ignite? Like, I know your audience is different than theirs, but just trying to promote the benefits of storytelling.
We've done a bunch of storytelling events, but nothing with like the main people in the area. No, not like the Ignites or the Moths.
Okay, awesome. Any other final questions from the audience? No? Not. Danny, what as a community can we do for you?
Yeah, so the primary thing is if you know any educators or admin, to send them my way. We're one of our team members is a teacher at East, and so we're going to jump into East and try to get some piloting going. But the bigger the network of educators I have, the easier it is to continue to pitch this and work with it. So
awesome. Well, let's give Danny a big round of applause.
Thanks for all your support, everybody. I appreciate it.
Okay. Now we're going to go do some Q&A announcements. Gregarious, do you have announcements at all?
I do. Actually, tonight we have Founders Live. We have 5 great startups that came out of the first batch of Founder Institute presenting, actually. So if you are free tonight at 6 and haven't had enough of me already, feel free to tune in. We give away $5,000 to everyone who pitches in Amazon Web Credits, Web Services credits, and the winner will get 10,000. And so you get to come and pick the winner and vote. So we hope you will. You can head over to there and find the link. I also pasted it into the chat.
Awesome. Hannah, you have an announcement?
Hey everybody. Yeah, 2 announcements. Today at 3:00 Mountain, I am hosting a conversation with Gregarious on Clubhouse called What to Expect When Expecting. We're having a conversation with folks who not only ran a startup, but also had a family. So please join us for that. I'll send the link in the chat in just a minute. And then tomorrow is the Zone of Genius event that I mentioned a couple of 1 million cups ago. We will hear about how to reduce financial stress for yourself and for your team. This is a great event for people who lead other people.
Thanks, Hannah. I like the idea of, I never thought about this before, but starting a family is kind of like starting a startup, and the synergies there.
Yeah.
I have no experience in
also
this.
starting a startup while having a family is another huge, major thing.
Mind blowing. Ben.
Yeah, hi everybody. I am still looking for guests for Sleeping with Ben. If you want to pop on, I'm putting my email in the chat. It's just really stupid fun. We'll talk about you, and I'll ask you about the final question is like, what are your sleep rituals? But other than that, it's a really good chance to kind of just talk about you, what you do, and it's fun. And we're in bed. What's better than that? Come on.
Thanks, Ben. Eric, you have an announcement.
If anybody wants to speak at 1 Million Cups Orlando, we'd love to have you. We're on Eastern time, so it's almost noon here. So adjust your sleep schedule accordingly. But we'd love to hear from you, especially you, Greg. That was a fascinating look, and I have a bunch more questions, and I don't want to take up time here today.
I'll put my email in here, but I'd love to. That'd be great.
Okay.
Awesome. Any other announcements? Well, I have one. We're looking around April 7th to go back to a live meeting format. Still doing Zoom as well, a hybrid setup, but we're looking at April 7th being at Green Spaces in Rhino and also hosting via Zoom. Details coming out in the future, but just want to give you guys a heads up on what we're planning. Quick reminder, 1millioncups.com/Denver is our website. Please invite friends, coworkers to our events. If you're interested in presenting, go to our website and apply to present. And if you want more information about today's presenters, they're on the website as well. Quick reminder, everybody here is awesome. You're awesome. Thanks for being awesome. I think it's awesome you guys come out every week, have great feedback and questions. I appreciate all of you every week. And
Thanks, Nick.
we just want to mention we do post these on YouTube. If you need to go back and look something up, these recordings go up there. The pun for today is: I knew a woman who owned a taser. Man, was she stunning! I got a great.
Wait, you mean you weren't making these up? You were getting them from a site?
Oh no! I gave away my.
You just outed yourself, Dick.
I just thought the presentation's better now.
Yeah, it really helps if the design is great for your terrible pun.
So that's all I have. We're going to do breakout rooms. If you want to stick around, I'm going to randomly assign rooms so people can connect. If you got to go, please head out. Come back next week. But if you want to stay and hang out, the icebreaker to start off the conversation is: what's the last great TV show or movie you watched, or you want? It's supposed to be watched, not wanted. So sorry about the typo there. But I'm going to do some breakout rooms, and I'll keep them open for about 15 minutes as well. Okay, so let me go ahead and start those rooms.
I'm going to take off then. So.
Okay.
Hey, Eric. Nice to meet you.
See you. Good to meet you both. And all. Good to meet you all.
Yeah.
Breakout rooms. There we go. So we're going to do like 2, I think. Great.
At this point, you could do 1, it seems.
Is 7 too big? Oh, now we're down to 6.
Yeah, I think we could just stay here, Nick.
Okay, we can test it out. If we want to, unless someone has something they want to talk about, I can. If not, we can.
Nick, I just want to make it clear. I never thought that you made up those jokes. Never internet.
Thanks.
I was trying to give him credit. Are you taking away from that, Paul?
No, I just wanted to. I don't think anybody else did either, but.
Appreciate it. Yeah, there's only so many puns you can remember. After a while, you have to go to some type of source and find them.
I told Alice the golf one. She thought it was funny. Awesome. The hole in one. That was a good one.
Good Do you guys have any good puns you want to share since we're talking about it?
I'm not the kind of person who can remember any jokes, which I always find odd. My father-in-law knows them. He's constant with them.
They have pun battles. I know there's one in Austin, Texas that people go and compete, which I think is entertaining.
There's so Danny, I was going to tell you my old friend from elementary school. He started this thing called, what's it called? It's like Petrified or Terrified or something like that. But you get up on stage and read like things from your yearbook or something. I forgot like what it was, but and it's like this huge thing now. Like I had no idea that it was like national. Like two of my friends from like junior high, like basically were doing this. And I was thinking about you like with those stories, and like there's something very cathartic about sharing them out loud, like in front. Like it used to be like in an audience, they'd have like events, and like like 100 people would come and buy tickets, and and you'd read like these like letters that you wrote to yourself or whatever it was, like from way back. So it was just interesting seeing that comparison, but it felt like something you like leverageable.
Getting you there?
He's on mute. All right, who's coming tonight, by the way?
I'm going to be there.
I just
Nice.
registered. Yeah.
Good job. Good job. I don't think we need to record this part, do we?
Oh, sorry. I forgot.